Christine Woolley and Sister Wives, since it seems that while the season is full of truth, the outer world is evidently full of lies. KODY Brown is a decent man now. I believe that something is going on here because Christine believes that David will have a great time with him right now, and he is a good man. First, they require show material. Second, a court order prohibiting Christine from disparaging her ex-boyfriend KODY Brown was in effect at the time of filming. This disparagement, which was intended to be in front of the real person, was caused by a custody dispute. Even though she doesn't hear them, some would contend that Christine's remarks about KODY in public could be interpreted as being in front of her. However, I have seen that, with the exception of KODY Brown, many individuals are acting much better this year. Welcome to TLC Flicks, your ultimate destination for all things reality, drama, and binge-worthy moments. From shocking twists to behind-the-scenes secrets, however. As he was leaving his house, KODY Brown declared that he would never want to talk to Christine again. She was the last thing he wanted to think about. He was angry at her. He informed his brother of this. Can you tell me when he left that house? When did that house close, do you know? Does anyone know what the Hash Knife House, the house he sold, is? This occurred in November 2024, when KODY Brown was served for the first time in a child support lawsuit in Utah. The case has since been sealed from public records. You are unable to locate it. Due of KODY's exceptional privileges, it doesn't exist. On November 4th, KODY's house sold and closed. Christine Brown filed a lawsuit against KODY Brown at the very moment he said these things about her. He claimed to be aggressive and justified his abusive behavior, yelling, screaming, and all the other terrible things he said about her. He added, "I don't even want to see her anymore because I was thinking I was the victim. She's not something I want to think about. I don't want to admit she's out there." This is the man who currently has a little child with her, and he is aware that he is not allowed to speak poorly of her due to a court order, yet he still manages to get away with it. He is being sued right now, and he is aware that he is filming this. Why does he feel so upset with her? I promise you that it all boils down to money. Money that KODY didn't want to give up, that he believed he owed no one, and that he believed wasn't hers. For what reason would KODY have to cover the costs of his own children? And in an attempt to somehow justify their breakup, KODY is using this as an excuse for his violent actions toward Christine and his kids. Additionally, I assume, to avoid a storyline with the court, he also makes two references to the necessity to locate a place for genuinely during this relocation, a space for when she comes, and he converts his office in the new house into a guest room that doubles as a room for Truly. What makes it a guest room then? Because, although it seems good on TV, I will never actually travel there. KODY was being sued while he was defending his actions by claiming that he despises Christine and never wanted to speak to her. KODY becomes quite irate whenever money is involved. I simply find it terrible that a man with children, particularly a small child, would insult a child in such a manner by saying that you despise their mother. Since all of the kids have to see what their parents are saying about each other, I don't think any of the parents in this situation have handled the divorce well. Any child, in my opinion, finds it quite difficult to listen to their parents criticize one another. Furthermore, I can't argue that this has been simple. Probably not at all. I'm telling you this because I feel so bad for her. Keeping this in mind, Christine will suddenly turn around and declare that KODY is a good man. That's because Christine is required to follow a court order, isn't that correct? David is also unable to go there. He disagrees. He declines to refer to KODY as a good man. David doesn't appear to be having any of it. Furthermore, David isn't bound by any kind of court order that requires him to say or do anything reasonable, is he? Additionally, David may likely say a lot of hurtful things about KODY. He most likely has more knowledge about that marriage than we have. But since he is also a father, I believe David agrees with the many guys who even listen to KODY when they say that he doesn't think KODY is a good man and would never tolerate what he has done to his kids. It's amusing since David's sentiments are precisely the same as what my husband always says. For example, he obviously has to listen to editing and replay, as well as clips, because he genuinely despises KODY Brown. Additionally, we had a long-standing joke about how we would all get inebriated during the kidney scene with the knife. His sentiments are precisely the same as KODY's and David's, even though it wasn't really hilarious when he said it. However, we had to hear it repeatedly on repeat due to editing, so it just became this thing. For example, no man who claims to be a decent person, cares about women, or cares about his children would harm anyone in the way he is. Nobody would harm someone in that way. Sometimes I find it difficult to watch the show because I don't agree with what's going on, since I think I realize that adults need to make money, right? I understand that this is their main source of income, but I also feel sorry for their children who are caught in the midst of it. I feel sorry for the young children involved in this. It seems like such a poisonous environment for a youngster to grow up in. And it bothers me that the children are called names when they fight and that they end up becoming the subject of discourse during arguments. I'm not claiming that women do this. I'm stating that KODY does it. Additionally, I feel sorry for the children because they want their mothers to have a source of income. At last, after years of KODY preventing them from earning money, they are aware of the suffering the show causes. Additionally, it's a really contradictory space because, well, we can sit here and discuss the negative effects of polygamy, throw a light on it, and say things like, this is why you shouldn't do this, and this is the product of polygamy. At the same time, it seems like these are actual children who are suffering greatly. And occasionally I just ponder, when enough is enough, for example. And I'm really happy that Christine has people in her life that kind of tell her, listen, no, he's not that great of a guy, and remind her of this. We also know that she was labeling KODY a deadbeat dad in podcasts and interviews at the same time she was saying this on camera. This was due to the recent release of the new Sister Wives season. She was advertising Sister Wives Season 19 at the time. She was the subject of a podcast interview. She is referring to KODY as a deadbeat father. As a result, her statements don't always align with the footage, which again raises the question of what is real and what isn't. Brother husbands and sister wives are repulsive since they seem to be incestuous, don't they? For example, they are sharing even though they are supposed to be sisters and married to the same man. The only advantage of KODY and David having a connection of any kind, in my opinion, would be to set an example of balance and to show the kids that the two men can get along. Otherwise, it only breeds such this incestuous kind of thinking. The issue with it is that KODY is most likely not going to let that occur. KODY's terms would always be required. Furthermore, we are aware that they will meet up, go-kart driving, and engage in other macho activities. We are aware that this season is approaching, and I'm confident that part of that is demonstrating that they can work together, be amicable, and be KODY parents for the sake of genuinely helping David, who I have no doubt has the best interests of his children at heart. At the same time, people are calling him a deadbeat, but not all parents who split up and have a child together can or will ever effectively co-parent. I have no doubt that Christine is fulfilling her obligations to the court, and I'm confident that KODY is doing all of these things to seem like a better dad and not a deadbeat. And I believe that it is possible for ex-partners with kids to be friends. I mean, I am aware that a large number of you who have left comments have been married, that have been in partnerships, that you are friends with your ex-partners, and that you are closest friends with your ex-partners. You are really appreciative of that. I mean, I've received notes from you about your personal experience in which you express your gratitude that your children and your ex have a wonderful relationship and that you and your ex are able to have a positive relationship because of the example you set for your children. Anyone who is in contact with a narcissist finds it very difficult to maintain a positive relationship with their ex because the ex will always try to reintegrate the narcissist, that is, the narcissist, into their chaos, their love bombing, and the whole cycle that goes along with it, which includes devaluation, discarding, hoovering, and breadcrumbing. It can therefore feel like traveling back in time when someone eventually escapes that and returns to it. Because narcissists are skilled at deceiving you, it may make you feel as though you are about to undergo brainwashing once more. As a result, you begin to see why women who leave polygamy frequently have highly contentious relationships with their former husbands because the males did. The majority of them are narcissists, to start. Second, while not all of the men are narcissists, it is the ones like KODY that are. Secondly, the men who are similar to KODY are unwilling to part with their money. Their lives will be made miserable by them. They will spread false information about them to all members of the community. They will minimize them, denigrate them, and place the blame on them, just like KODY has done. After that, they won't be respected for being a mother. Because the fathers have no emotional or other attachments to the children beyond the biological bonds that form them, the children are then the ones who bear the brunt of it. There is no link between them and the child, and these women find it difficult to have relationships with men because they are always being pulled back into the cult. KODY won't do that because he's no longer a member of the cult, but he will only be kind if it means he won't have to pay her as much. Yes, he will only act politely if he believes he can gain anything from her. Therefore, they will need to remember, and she will need to be aware of it if they decide to resume a relationship like that. For example, she must be aware that he has hidden agendas. Christine is aware of this. She had already hinted that there was a reason for his apology to her. Christine can now have reasons to try to demonstrate that we can work together for your benefit, as that isn't a terrible thing. If a child is involved, everyone should be able to set aside their differences, at least for a short while, if they care about the child, whether the child wants to be in a relationship with them, or whether the child doesn't want to be in a relationship with them and is genuinely at an age where she will be. She is 15 years old. She will turn 16 in April, making her 15 and a half in 6 months. If she genuinely no longer wishes to see her father. In Utah, I'm fairly certain that she doesn't have to because 16-year-olds have a voice and their rights are established as the court. Therefore, if Christine were to return to court after turning 16 and declare that she genuinely no longer wants to see her father, they could file a modification and she could tell the judge that she no longer wants to see him. If that is the case, the judge could then order that she no longer has to see her father. They are currently in a very vulnerable situation, and since they live around 8 hours apart and KODY seldom travels outside of Flagstaff, I don't think anyone really sees them that much anyhow. Brother husbands are therefore non-existent. Neither is a sister wife. Brother husbands is a joke. It's only a thing in cults. However, he claims that men dislike sharing. I'll tell you something though. Sharing is disliked by KODY women. We either don't. Most people don't want to divulge. I'd venture to say that women are just as territorial as men, if we're truly in love, whether it's with a husband or a wife we don't want to share. We've all heard of women who will burn some clothing if a male simply says something. We have all witnessed how the women who were with KODY treated one another. They were at odds since none of them wanted to share. What do you think about this conflict under boiling? Since the reality is that all of this is just a front for the cameras, there is a feud going on behind the scenes that will eventually lead to KODY doing everything in his power to stop the bleeding, so he won't have to pay. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And there's more. This week, KODY Brown, the patriarch of sister wives, is the target of harsh fan criticism. Online, his actions have caused bewilderment and indignation. His interactions with his daughter Aurora and her new boyfriend are the source of the controversy. As KODY interjected himself into the young couple's relationship, viewers watched. Most of his supporters on social media characterized his counsel as odd and unsuitable. KODY Brown's 3 divorces served as the basis for his counsel. He appeared to think that this made him eligible to mentor his daughter, who's 23 years old. Everyone engaged soon felt uneasy about the incident. In a confessional, KODY described his mental state. "I don't want my kids playing around, so I'm always reminding Aurora and Brody to be careful," he stated. Then he gave the camera his most eye-catching statement. KODY said, "I tell these young men that it's almost always your responsibility to protect my daughter, even from yourself." He continued with a perplexing chastity metaphor. "You kiss another man's wife until she becomes your wife when you're just dating." Discussions on social media indicate that fans' criticism was consistent. KODY's remarks were deemed absurd and too intrusive by many. "Aurora is a grown woman, not a teenager," they added. During a discussion regarding a gift, the discomfort reached its height. For safety, Brody handed Aurora a knife. The conversation became repetitive and perplexing as KODY questioned him about how he would safeguard Aurora. Brody kept bringing up the knife as a defensive tool. But KODY looked dissatisfied and continued to press the young man. Brody was clearly having trouble coming up with the right response after the encounter. After seeing the most recent Sister Wives episode, we can determine with certainty whether or not Mary Brown is a fan of Taylor Swift. A new era for Mary is about to begin. In the most recent episode of this TLC reality show, Brown was shown prominently with her close friend Jen Sullivan, who publicly questioned why her best friend was still being so understanding after she and her terrible husband KODY had broken up. Jen awesomely stated that KODY was simply acting like ass. How much longer could Mary endure it? In response, Mary actually provided a timeline, projecting that the sale of the former couple's KODY Pass property would take place 6 weeks after the program was taped. Sullivan essentially replied, "EFF that." Mary acknowledged when it was time to finish her nice girl phase that she didn't want to be a BTCH. Genuine conversation? The fact that a woman would believe she would be branded in this manner just for advocating for herself is a truly depressing situation. Being a BTCH isn't it? It's being a human being who is strong and assertive. Mary has undoubtedly supported the father of 18 the most out of all of KODY's former sister wives. She has also stated that she is pursuing independence and happiness, therefore it is feasible to be doing both at the same time. But let's go back to this episode, where Jen is urging her friend to join the dark side, even making her repeat lines like, "You do not control me." At least Mary followed the advice. She rehearsed ordering KODY to get your SHT together, and even to comb your F-King hair. "Really?" she told Jen, posing as him. That one made both ladies giggle. We think season 20 was filmed many months ago because KODY Pass was sold in April. To her credit, Mary began to play hardball at that point, even threatening to sue KODY if she didn't get her fair share. This is one of the things that I will fight for, among other things. There are a lot of people who believe that she lied. At one point in the current season, Mary states, "She was manipulating." We respond with, "Excellent work. Mary, you're not acting like the B word. All you're doing is asserting your ownership of what is rightly yours." Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.